Understood? So next, this is my favorite. Have you seen this part? Are you able to see clearly? Once observe that. Any difference you are finding? So I don't know how many of you watch this football matches. So this is the one thing players will try a lot. Nice goal, huh? Okay. This is the one thing players will try for, like they practice like hell. Because see, the goal post will be somewhere here. Suppose this is the field, football field, and I'm supposing that this is the post, okay na? And he will be somewhere here. The player will be somewhere here. If he kicks the ball, then it has to go like in a curved path. It has to go something like this maybe, okay na? Or else somewhere he is there here, he is there here. If he kicks the ball, then it has to go something like this. Usually they try for curved path, because so that goalkeeper feel that tough to identify the path of the ball, so that he cannot stop it. Understood? Huh? So why this will happen? Why this curved path it will take? Why the ball will take the curved path? Because of this logic. Okay, so they'll kick in such a way that, suppose this is the ball, they try to kick some tangentially to the ball, so that what will happen? They'll give the velocity to the ball. It's something like it will give the angular impulse. Already we discussed. Okay, na? It will give the angular impulse. Because of this angular impulse, what will happen? The ball will rotate. So if you observe, he tried to kick the ball in tangentially, not like straight. So then it will go in a curved path and go into the goal post. Okay, clear? So if you see that over here, now football is rotating. In what sense? You can say it is rotating in anti-clockwise sense, right? As it is rotating in anti-clockwise sense, this is the airflow. Airflow is from the top. Okay, na? So now as the football is rotating in this way, now see, airflow is coming downward. Airflow is coming downward, and velocity of the football also tangential velocity is in downward direction. Then what happens to the air velocity here? Air velocity increases. Okay. So then what about the here? See, airflow is in this way, but football having the velocity in upward direction. Then what happens to the air velocity here? Air velocity decreases. So that is the way it is rotating. So not only rotation, air velocity also important. Okay, clear? Air velocity decreases. As air velocity decreases, what happens to the pressure here? Pressure increases. Here pressure increases. What about here? Pressure decreases. So because already in Bernoulli's theorem we have seen that if velocity increases, pressure decreases. If velocity decreases, pressure increases. Okay. So same thing I'll draw here now. Okay. So this is the ball. Suppose ball is rotating in what sense? Anti-clockwise sense. Then how the airflow is? Airflow is something like this. Airflow is something in this way. Now what is the velocity? Velocity of the particles of football. Ball is here. This is V is equal to R omega. Suppose if this is omega, the radius is R. Here what is the velocity will be? Velocity will be R omega. And this is the velocity of air. This is VA. So here what is the net velocity will become? Net velocity will become here VA plus R omega. What is the net velocity here? Opposite, no? These are. Then what is the net velocity of air here? Air net velocity will become VA minus R omega. See here velocity decreased, velocity increased. Then pressure will be increasing here. Okay, high pressure will be there, and here pressure will be low. So more pressure, less pressure. Then what will happen? Effective force. Here force is high pressure into area. Here what is the force is? Low pressure into area. Then net force will be towards left direction. So this ball will go in leftward direction. Okay. and more clearly you can see here one more thing. So now it is rotating in clockwise sense, actually little different from previous whatever we have done, okay na? So it is going in clockwise sense. Now you can assume how it is deflect. So it is going in clockwise sense. As it is going in clockwise sense, same thing only here. As it is going in clockwise sense, now air flow is in this way. This is the air flow. Air flow. So here what happens to the velocity? Velocity increases, no? This will have velocity downward. Air flow is also having the velocity downward. Then velocity here increases. Velocity increases. So here velocity decreases. Velocity decreases. Then what happens to the here? Pressure will be velocity increasing, no? As velocity increases, pressure is low. Here velocity decreases, pressure is high. Then what is the net force is? So here force is, if I am taking this F1 I can write down high pressure into, suppose pressure is uniform, I am supposing that, then what is the projection area is pi r square. Pressure into area will give you force. And here also it will experience some other force F2. F2 will be there. What is the F2 value is equal to? F2 value is equal to low pressure into, again, projection area pi r square. Why I am taking the projection area? Because I am taking that uniform pressure. That is the assumption what I am taking. Okay. So high force F1 is more than F2. We know that F1 is more than F2. Then what is the net force will be? Net force will be F1 minus F2 in what direction? Towards right. Rightwards. Okay. So then net force value is equal to high pressure minus, okay, low pressure into pi r square. Okay, now this is the net force. That's why this rotating ball will deviate in what sense? Deviate in towards right. Actually it has to go in this way. Because of this rotation it is going in this direction. Understood? Deflects towards right. This particular thing is called as what? Magnus effect. Understood? So Magnus effects will be there on rotating bodies. Clear at this part? Understood? And this way you can identify the force value also. Everybody okay? Any doubt in this?